It's your boy Maserati, man, aka 50 States.
Bow!
Yeah. Nowadays, you gotta watch out who you be around. Your best friend will set you up, man, these niggas clowns. Nowadays, you gotta watch out who you be around. Your best friend will set you up, man, these niggas clowns. Bitch made a deal with the Commonwealth. It didn't even really care about her fucking health. How you snitched on a fucking plug, man? And all I did was show love, use a dub, man. A Spencer cause a Spencer jury, man, I had you lit. While you was on back page trying to get a trick. Before I came down this bitch, you was fucking crying. Talking about you lost your job and about to lose your car. Then had the nerves to get mad up in that hotel. Cause I fell asleep in that other bitch pussy, oh well. 6'9", Billy Otto, y'all gon' get them shells. I sold my soul to the devil, I'm gon' burn in hell. Nowadays you gotta watch out who you be around.
FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.
What up, world? This is Grammy music producer Ryan Ghost Bowser rocking it out with First Fam West Radio and your man's Mr. Illustrator. And on the ones and twos, we got Crazy D. Spin that, man.
Keep the tools in the box, face wanna stop it. Mind blown like cocaine. I'm a fly human being, money is the reason. No, it ain't about those games. Keep the tools in the box, for haters wanna stop it. Mind blown like cocaine. Pure white, Peruvian, take flight, ride the wind, long nights, getting it in. Is this the life of a hooligan? Ninjas on the street, they trying to avoid the chalk. Talk it out, maybe after let the heat spark. Gunshots, bury victims in the dirt quick. Circle of death, calling it the work shift. Mind blown, mind gone. Just took a life he don't care about his own. But this is what the youth taught, turned up. Mommy offered those pills, plus she coked up. Out to celebrate, told it's the last days. Racing, chase away the pain of his lane. Ain't no shame, she peeling off her lace and things.
FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ay, 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 little mama. Ay, call it Finette, that's my mafia twin from Jordan Downs. Raise a finger, that's on Gorillas, bitches going down. You politicking on Insta, and I'm out loading rounds. Smoked his brother, smoking his brother, now we in the clouds. Played our freestyle in the courtroom, Brody lost his trial. Doing dope all around the kid, so she lost her child. See, this mafia way of living, it's just our lifestyle. It ain't no waiting, I'm impatient, let's get busy right now, okay? Diamonds dancing, it's off a lick, I like to rob people. Keep it on me, unfortunately, I done shot people. Not legal, nigga, I'm a spinner, we are not equal. Non-lethal, John Cena the poor, I could not see. Long live to leave a hood boy was quick to squeeze a trigger. If your son ever hungry, doggy, I'll kill for that nigga. I die for the street that I post on with my killers. That is not my baby. Lately I've been focused on Skrilla. I can't tell you what, just know the code word is DJing. That's a highlight play, buddy, we gon' replay it. Well known gorillas from my city, they know we famous. You ain't talking no money, get in line and keep waiting. Keep hating, I promise it's coming, Lil Larry, be patient. I had to cut this bitch off, she got feelings attached. I burn this motherfucker down to the ground, to the building collapse. Don't listen to your music, that shit weak and I'm knowing it's cap. 556 cloud ARP, ain't no holding me back. You speaking on my dead, it's okay, you for surely getting smacked. Don't need a microphone, but you know it's for solely a rap. Big eye busters, the enemies is for so getting wet. Don't believe none of your story, that shit make believe. 2, 2, 3s, you ain't ducking nothing, this could shoot through trees. Cold word, mental cycle, I came to make a pussy bleed. Ain't a bitch on this earth I'm gonna ever need. I tore down they ever run up on me, shit, I ain't having it. You sir not a killer, we heard you did that shit on accident. I told these niggas I'm from Gorilla Gang Mafia. Yo, BM keep watching me, tell her put down them binoculars. I beef with the whole city, give a fuck about being popular. Not affiliated with none of my people, so we robbing. I get busy with two, they start calling me the problem solver. I'm a real life sparker, don't worry twin, that's on my guard. Hey, why you dissing me on the net? We from the same city. Always leave a house with it on me, yes it came with. You ain't trying to catch a body, you should not come playing games. I'm a rock star with a drum, so you know I got on stage. Outside thugging on this block, cause I have no home. Kill a nigga playing with my bro if he right or wrong. I stand dead in his face and that's his fuck nigga, what's happening? That could donkey in his club, it's okay, we get to dragging niggas out. If it get tricky, shit I'm passing, it's time to pass on the house. If you can lie dead in my face, I can smack you dead, no mouth. You off this pistol, I don't believe believe you gon' shoot it. I ain't breaking nothing down. If you want it, dog, we into it. Been a couple times they had me, fortunately they blew it. Tryna keep my mind inside of my head, cause usually I lose it. Think you really gon' touch me, you must be motherfucking stupid. Chop a big as Rasputin, get a boner. How you doing? Call it Finette, that's my mafia twin from Jordan Downs. Raise a finger, that's on Gorillas, bitches going down. You politicking on Insta, and I'm out loading rounds. Smoked his brother, smoking his brother, now he in the clouds. Played our freestyle in the courtroom, Brody lost his trial. Doing dope all around the kid, so she lost her child. See, this mafia way of living, it's just our lifestyle. It ain't no waiting, I'm impatient, let's get busy right now, okay? Gang, my
Grammarly Pro has seriously changed the game for me.
Yeah. We in this motherfucker, man. Bone, shooter, bass. Gang in this bitch. Love.
Fresh up out the body, it's a situation. Mask on, cause them cameras can't see niggas' faces. Closed mouths, cause them feds pick up niggas' cases. Put in work, extra points for participation. Niggas hating, diamonds change, they look real amazing. Bitches waiting, condom off, she can really taste it. You niggas basic, we got codes, something like the Masons. Baby said I got the glow, don't look like I'm aging. Back to back foreigns, no passports. Trooped up, got more guns than a task force. Look, ain't got more money than your favorite rapper. Biggs asked me about my bitch, it almost made me slap her. Can't have you round my crips if you ain't no factor. Probably rob you for your shit, I know a gang of snatchers. I fucked your bitch and you the one she named her baby after. Quarterback into these hoes cause I ain't afraid to pass them.
Spit the double back, bitch, we back again. Fresh up off of pass, finna pass again. 200 on my neck, I'm feeling like I'm him. VVS is road gold, shooter for the win. Yo nigga looking stressed, I cannot be him. You a bum or a bust, how you wanna live? Speaking on that pass, it was by the end. Talking about that bitch, I almost fucked her friend.
Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your hood up if you a nigga in your section. Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your hood up if you a nigga in your section.
Huh? Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your hood up if you a nigga in your section, huh? Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your set up if you a nigga in your section, huh?
She hit me late night, I'm pulling up, I'm with that. She already knowin', I'ma make her climax. Bitch, I'm him, I'm not them, please don't get attached. I'm that nigga that'll bust and then double back. Yo nigga lame and he weak, he love to complain. I'm that nigga that get money, you doing the same. Got me flexing in this bitch, feel like Rick James. 1942, we just made a toast. My nigga shooter in this bitch, he doing the most. Got a call from this bitch, she from East Coast. Taylor Port got me drunk, I'm finna get ghost. Best believe I'm in my mirrors and my windows. Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your hood up if you a nigga in your section. Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your hood up if you a nigga in your section.
Huh? Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your hood up if you a nigga in your section, huh? Nigga, if you flexin', then you flexin'. Throw your set up if you a nigga in your section, huh?
Shooter, Gotti, Bone, we out this motherfucking league. What the fuck going on, nigga? Hey, niggas in their section.
What the fuck going on? Niggas on my section.
You see what the fuck going on around here, nigga?
Hanging in that.
Check. What's up, man? What's up, all my niggas in their section, man? Got my boy, brother Kush in the building, man. Dude, man.
Good, brother.
Yeah, man. It's been a few days, or well, it's been a while since we had a last live, but a few days have been. And we look up, and this guy by the name of Charlie Kirk got knocked off, man. That's the first time I heard of this individual. I did see his face, but I didn't get into his politics or what he's about. But yeah, man, I did some research on him, man. This nigga's an interesting character. So he got knocked off in his last speech in Utah. So they saying, yo, was this an inside job? I brought the homie on here, man. You know, we be getting in that conspiracy hour. Pretty much. So I wanted to talk about it. What's your opinion on it, man? What you think, bro? Let me pull this up. This video on Twitter, man. This is like showing I guess the security detail. They behind them doing all types of baseball, football signals and shit going on before he get popped. Wow.
Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro.
Right in the middle of Utah, bro. It's like what, 80 something, 88 something. Probably more than that percentage white people out there. So it definitely wasn't nobody of color that knocked him off. But they got this dude by the name of Tyler Robinson with them. Do you think this 22-year-old dude from 200 yards, young dude, shot this man like that? Got him up out of here?
I don't know, bro. I mean, they got separate videos out there, so got videos that look like somebody was up close.
Wow, let me play this video. We're gonna go through these clips. This shit crazy.
Have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Too many.
Right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great. Have been mass shooters over the last 10 years?
Right there.
Too many.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
So they saying on Twitter that the guy in the white and the guy in the black might know something about it, like who did it or whatever. They was putting signals up.
Yeah, it was a cold piece. But it looked like dude shot him from underneath his arm.
I think it was probably somebody else, but not necessarily this guy.
Nah, I mean, they show it, bro. You gotta like let that video roll. They got it zoomed in. Yeah.
Like that, huh?
They got it like that. You can't, it ain't like people making that assumption. And literally after the shot, the dude put the gun away and tucked it away and like moved on. You gotta see that shit. Yeah, it's not a still photo, ain't gonna get it.
Right. Well, you know, YouTube be tripping, so I can't really play it on here, but y'all go check it out on
Twitter, all TikTok. On Twitter.
That shit, wow. So, yeah, let's pull this shit up right here. We got details. We have more details, new details on the suspect that was arrested.
Announcing those words our country was waiting for. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kira Phillips. The 3-day manhunt for Charlie Kirk's suspected killer comes to an end. The suspect identified as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. Officials saying Robinson's father recognized him as the person of interest and told his son to turn himself in. They say Robinson refused at first, but later changed his mind and was arrested with the help of the family's youth pastor, who is also a U.S. Marshals Task Force officer. It all happened in St. George, Utah, about 260 miles from where Kirk was killed. Authorities say Robinson was perched on a rooftop more than 100 yards from Kirk when he fired that single shot at the conservative activist as he was speaking on the campus of Utah Valley University. They say family members describe Robinson as becoming more political in recent years and had talked with his family about not liking Kirk's views. 31-year-old Kirk had become a major figure in the conservative youth movement and was even known as the Trump Whisperer. The president and the governor of Utah reacting to Robinson's arrest this morning.
We have him in custody, right? In custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. You know, getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. We started off with a clip that made him look like an ant. That was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days.
See, that ain't what everybody calling a conspiracy.
The question is,
that info is said to be a lie.
Yeah, we got so many things coming out about this.
They like somebody shot Charlie next to Charlie, and they crossing it on the young dude. But yeah,
kind of watershed, and that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history, or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history?
Our Jacqueline Lee has the latest for us now from Orem, Utah.
We got him.
A suspect in the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk is in custody. Investigators announcing the arrest this morning.
On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Tyler Robinson is a 22-year-old from Utah. Law enforcement are reviewing these posts on Facebook in connection with the investigation. This update coming just hours after investigators released images and additional video of a suspect jumping from a rooftop of a building after the shooting and running into the woods. Law enforcement sources saying after recognizing his son as the person of interest, Robinson's father called a youth pastor who is also a U.S. Marshal Task Force officer who then had marshals take him into custody. One family member telling investigators he had become more political in recent years.
The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they did.
So you heard it too, Chocolate Tie, huh? You heard the guy next to him, huh? She heard it too. So I heard that next to him thing too.
Like him and the viewpoints that he had.
31-year-old Kirk was hosting an event on Utah Valley University's campus Wednesday when a single shot was fired, hitting and killing the activist. Police say they found a rifle in the woods nearby. Investigators speaking to a roommate who pointed them to messages from Robinson.
The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point.
President Trump saying this today on Fox News.
In custody, everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor, everybody did a great job.
Our Jacqueline Lee joins me now along with Justice Department reporter Alex Mellon and former FBI agent Brad Garrett. So Jacqueline, what more are we learning about Tyler Robinson?
Kira, two people told ABC News that he was enrolled in Dixie Technical College here in Utah, where he was working to become an electrician. And other friends have told us that he was very gifted intellectually, and they never would have imagined that he would potentially be involved in something like this. And one friend telling ABC News that he never spoke about politics really, that he was friendly, but he did keep to himself. But of course, we also heard from officials that he became more political in the last few years, speaking to family members. They say that he was full of hate. So, investigators are really going to be focused on figuring out what exactly shifted for him if he is found guilty of committing this shooting, and what was the real motivation behind it, Kira?
Well, Alex, the president is already calling for Tyler Robinson to get the death penalty. Could his comments actually complicate the prosecution?
Well, potentially, but remember, we did hear Governor Spencer Cox in a previous press conference intimate that he would also be seeking the death penalty for whenever they did catch their suspect in this case. I think more problematic potentially were President Trump's comments to Fox News saying that he wants a more speedy trial for Tyler Robinson. That gets into the more process that prosecutors have to deal with at trial, where if they actually take deliberate moves to try and get him to trial faster, then Tyler Robinson's defense could potentially cite President Trump's words, saying that they're being, directed in a political manner. So that could definitely serve to complicate it. But more importantly, I think just the divide that we're hearing between President Trump's words on this versus Governor Cox's words at that press conference. Governor Cox was very intentional in saying that this is a moment for the entirety of the country to turn the temperature down regarding our political, disagreements. Whereas President Trump in recent interviews has really focused on making this about radical left opponents of his, and kind of adding it to what he sees as a need to crack down on his political opponents.
So, Brad, what do you make of the way Tyler Robinson was ultimately arrested here?
Well, it's interesting in that obviously he's not a kid that wanted to commit suicide. And at some point, I guess his father confronts him. And initial reporting was that he did admit it, didn't want to turn himself in, but obviously at some point changed his mind. What's going to be interesting, Kara, is what did he say to his father? And what did he say to the U.S. Marshal in the hours that he spent with each of them? Did he admit that he did it? My guess is some version of that might be true. Clearly, the text messages to his roommate to go retrieve the rifle, describing where it was, and it was wrapped in a towel. I mean, it tells you about somebody who was very, from my perspective, intent in doing what he ultimately did, but didn't have any plan beyond that. Based on jumping off the roof, running into the woods, tossing the rifle down, and kept moving, I guess going back to his car and driving, presumably, back to St. George, Utah. So I don't know. I mean, we don't know motive yet, but it'll come.
All right, Jacqueline, Alex, Brad, thanks, guys.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
The number one.
Charlie Kirk was sitting in a chair like any other, holding a microphone under a tent in front of a crowd like he's done I don't know how many times before. His shirt says freedom, and the slogan above his head, prove me wrong. He's answering a question about mass shooters.
Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
His response, as it often was, is to ask a question of his own.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
He lowers the microphone, exposing his neck for the briefest of moments. This right here is where the bullet enters. He slumps over, falls off the chair, and the world would later learn he's dead.
Conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has been shot.
Kirk was actually shot in the neck. President Donald Trump is announcing on Truth Social, the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
In any deadly shooting, the question that often gets answered last is the why question. Why take a life? Why take this life?
Now, I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. We are and will continue to work nonstop until we find the person that has committed this heinous crime and find out why they did it.
Charlie Kirk was many things to many people. A fearless free speech hero, a political weapon, an agent of change, or maybe just divisive and dangerous. I'll try to show you all of these things as a way of answering the question, why kill Charlie Kirk? The persona Charlie Kirk has spent virtually his entire adult life cultivating is the one who defends conservative values, lionizes Donald Trump and the MAGA movement, and takes on all comers with a smile.
Hello, everyone. I am Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and I am surrounded by 20 woke college kids.
This episode of Surrounded by Jubilee Media is a good example of how eager people are to debate, or if not, certainly watch how Charlie Kirk operates when pressed.
Do you think men can give birth?
Do I think men can give birth? I think that...
yes or no question. You tell me, what is a woman?
I think a woman is somebody who identifies as a woman.
Got it. So that's not a definition. That's like saying a table is someone that identifies as a table. Do you think Kamala Harris was chosen because of her intelligence?
Her qualifications and her intelligence.
Really? Wow.
A lot of conservatives kind of grab onto this idea of transgression. And I think for him, that was part of it. He was saying, you know, the liberals don't want to talk about things. There are things they won't let us talk about in here.
There's no question. The thing that has drawn so much attention to Charlie Kirk over the years are these kinds of combustible conversations where over time, it's almost like he and his opponents have taken more and more extreme positions against each other.
So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would, and she was going to give birth and she was going to live. Would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
But it's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
But let me tell you why. No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. There's two ultrasounds I have. One is a baby conceived in, one is a baby conceived by a loving couple. Which one's which?
You don't know.
Exactly, because it's all human rights
but
and it's all human beings.
But that doesn't matter.
And for Charlie Kirk, there's never really been any limit to how far and wide he can take this show on the road. He died doing the thing he was known for, this kind of change my mind, no holds barred, bare knuckle, town square brawl, especially on college and university campuses.
There's no such thing as an unwanted child. Number three, it is never right to justify the mass elimination or termination of people under the guise of saying they're unwanted. That's how we get Auschwitz. That's how we get the greatest horrors of the 20th century. Those people are unwanted.
So you're comparing abortion to the Holocaust?
Absolutely, I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
It's really not.
It's 45 million babies.
And let's talk about range. In terms of topics, Charlie Kirk's brand of conservatism extends enormously far, going from abortion to gun control to transgender rights, civil rights, religion, education, Israel, Gaza, Russia, Ukraine, the list goes on.
He became someone who commented.
Like we was saying that he stuck his nose in too many people's business. Sometimes you shouldn't have sometimes your opinion need to better direct your opinion. Everybody got an opinion, but certain things I wouldn't touch, and he was able. He was willing to challenge all subjects, things that ruffle the feathers of people. Do I believe that he deserved to get a whack for that? But we live in a world where your words sometimes can get you whacked. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I believe it was an inside job. Al Prophet speaks on it, but he want to break down the story of this guy.
Say maybe he's probably one of the 5 most politically influential people. He's the one who put Candace Owens on. Now, Candace Owens hasn't been part of his group since 2019, so let's go back. How did this 31-year-old get to be such a big deal? So he went to high school in kind of the classic changing demographic. We all hear about the angry whites. Well, and I'm not really a believer in that term, but people, when things are changing, there's stresses. So he went to a high school in suburban Chicago that was known as like a hotbed of a pro-Obama. It changed from heavily white to a lot of Latino and some black while he was there. He was not popular in high school. It was definitely a...
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Irvine, designed specifically...
You know, I'm not going to call high school students left wing, but it was not a place that, you know, a young guy that was into the Republican Party was going to be popular or, you know, get much of a voice. But they say he was really, really ambitious, which he must have been to get as far as he did as young as he was. So when he was 18, he wrote an article for Breitbart News. Breitbart was a right-wing online news thing. Steve Bannon, Trump's former kind of shaman, ran Breitbart. He wrote something about Breitbart. Kirk started at college briefly and then left it. He wrote an article for Breitbart, which then morphed into him creating something called Professor Watch, which still exists, where it's a website that lists professors that are supposedly, I don't know, inappropriately liberal or left-wing or something. In the course of doing this and that getting traction, he meets an older political activist, like an old guy who's part of the Tea Party, who has money and recognizes the talent in Charlie Kirk and starts putting money into him and backing him, and they start Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA, I'm just finding this out, I'm sure some of you watching this know this is a big deal. Turning Point USA is in 3,500 high school and college campuses. It's just a political action network meant to mobilize young people for the Republican Party, which, I mean, that's fine in theory, I guess. That's how American politics works. And he did obviously an excellent job for it to grow that fast. So in about 12 years, it got that big. But it's been big for quite some time. In 2017, he's the one, or Turning Point, and him kind of discovered and amplified Candace Owens. Candace Owens left Turning Point in 2019 after, things are so bizarre. So this is a black woman. She had to leave Turning Point because of her pro-Hitler comments. So now that gives you the fact that she was pushed out of Turning Point in 2019 for pro-Hitler comments where she...
So she put Candace Owens on, huh?
Probably wouldn't have been now.
All interconnected.
Yeah, you see that, right?
You know what's crazy, bro? You know the mayor of Chicago, that lady, Mayor Lightfoot?
Yeah.
You know that's Dirt. You know that's Dirt's auntie?
Yeah. She gave him the key to the city or some shit.
No, bro, that's his auntie, like his mama's sister.
Right.
His mama's sister is the mayor of Chicago. Like, everybody's connected. It ain't no accidental people is what I'm saying.
No. Yeah, he did shit. That's why Dirt held his position for so long. He definitely connected. But I think, like, with this whole murder for hire. It's either somebody he pissed off and they trying to get him out of the way, or they're basically trying to make an example out of Dirk and shit. Usually, a lot of times, just like in Cali, like they get rid of the main focus, and the main people that's over there that got they got control over there, and get them out of the way because they need that prime real estate. You know what I'm saying?
Shows you something about Charlie Kirk. He's very much like Trump, or was very much like Trump. In what sense? Well, Charlie Kirk's views have moved from, when he was young, from being, right-wingish, but within the confines probably of the Republican Party. In fact, when he was interviewed, he was already important enough in 2016 that he was interviewed at the Republican convention by Wired magazine, where he said, "I'm not the biggest fan of Donald Trump." So at that point, he was still...
As we all know, one of the most important parts of the writing process is to cite sources that support our claim.
Wanting to be part of the mainstream Republican Party. But he, like a lot of people, likes winners. Donald Trump knows that people like winners. So people that have said bad things about him, things that people that Donald Trump has said bad things about. Once Trump keeps winning and, hey, they bury the hatchet, they move forward. That's one, Trump does not hold a grudge. Whatever you might have, well, he does if you never do anything else for him. So, but Charlie Kirk so in the beginning, he was focused on the campuses on getting people that weren't traditionally in the Republican Party, making it younger, wanting to get young people. That's hence they're on the campuses. More Latinos, maybe more blacks, definitely Latinos and more young people. There wasn't a lot of super radical or well, let me not say radical, but there wasn't a lot of what people found offensive about what Charlie Kirk was saying at the end. At the end, Charlie Kirk was one of the ones, I'm not comfortable with the black pilot flying. He might not be competent. Things like that. And yet, see, now here's how he's like Trump. They figured out in this world we're in now, most of us are in these silos where they can talk to this group. So if they want to talk to, okay, let me stick to Turning Point USA. They were very good at creating silos. They have a lot of personalities. It's a media network as well as a political action movement. It's grown into that. Candace Owens was a black woman, so she was meant to bring in black people into the Republican Party. They have white, sports guys talking about white guy stuff, right? To get them in, I think they have some black military veterans. They have all these personalities that are meant to hit their particular demographic, but so if the black soldiers are talking about certain things to bring some other black men in, that doesn't mean over where the white guys are talking. They might be saying things offensive that if the blacks knew about it, but everyone's so siloed, there's no cohesive understanding of the total picture. So again, and that's how Trump is able to go over in one place and say coded racial things, anti-woman things, but yet go somewhere else and say certain things where he was able to pick up a little bit of the black vote. A surprising amount of women voted for Trump because he knows, and the same thing Charlie Kirk does, they know how to talk properly in front of each separate group. So Charlie Kirk was very, very effective at that. And like I said, he was so important already in 2016.
That niggas know how to play the field. Bring this up to this point.
I forget, people don't have time, so people are getting their information. They'll read one or two articles or hear one or two things. And I'm very conscious, I'm into demographics, I'm very always aware of how gigantic the United States is. And there's one thing, you can believe whatever you want about whatever. But always remember this, United States, I've driven this country, I've been on the vacation spots to big cities, I've driven the back roads and been interacting with people. This is a gigantic country. It's unfathomably big with so many different things going on and different people. whatever agenda you have, if you want to find in the news every day white men touching minority children, you can find that every day. You want to find white police assaulting black men, you can find it. You want to find trans people acting nuts in public, you can find it. You want to find white Republicans saying racist things, you can find it. You can, whatever you want to find, you can find a bunch of them, because there's 330 million people in the country. And if you get caught up and you're not really aware of, or you're not holding that in the back of your mind that, like, well, whatever somebody wants to show me a bunch of, they're not going to have a hard time finding. Like, think about this. Humans that, people that have relations with dead bodies, right? That's one of the most awful things you can think of. There's thousands of scattered across America. I mean, there's 50 states, which each have hundreds, some have hundreds of counties, dozens of counties. I'm someone who's read just sat and gone through so many years of just random newspaper articles in random cities, and there's necrophilia cases scattered around, but the country's so big it adds up. So there's thousands of people in prison or out on parole or probation or who in the past committed necrophilia. And that's about the most bizarre thing you can think of, and yet there's thousands and thousands of them. So if there's thousands and thousands of them, anything you can think of, there's a whole lot of. So that's getting a little sidetracked from Charlie Kirk, but my point is, when you're watching whatever you're into and you're getting caught up in the algorithm of watching something over and over, oh, look at all these incidents of this type of thing happening, it's just because that's what you're looking at, probably. Now, was the shooter, this guy Robinson, that's under arrest, they were trying to present him as a left-winger because he had a so-called anti-fascist, some words from an anti-fascist Italian song written on his gun.
We tried everything, but Charlie still struggled with math. Then another mom.
There's a picture of him squatting in a black striped tracksuit, which is just like the image of a Groyper.
Maybe these are crypto
Groyper
gangs,
is a extension of that Pepe thing, the green frog that symbolizes alt-right. And it's part of Nick Fuentes' thing. So now we get into Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was far right of Charlie Kirk. Nick Fuentes is the person that says the really crazy, the very extreme stuff. Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk, or Nick Fuentes was at Charlie Kirk's throat. His group called the Groypers thinks that Charlie Kirk, even by wanting to have any legal immigration, by not being openly anti-Semitic, like the Nick Fuentes and them is anti-Semitic. They're really like a white supremacist kind of thing, the Nick Fuentes people. So this guy that took out Kirk is more likely, or it is appearing right now, to be possibly, he's a crazy person, so he probably has a hodgepodge of beliefs, but
there's a lot of shit connected with this guy. They want to know, was he a mega shooter? Was he part of the mega?
Drink of the night, and you can feel your best tomorrow. So go to Ziva.
Monument that he actually said that you think illuminate, and then put the things that he's actually said that kind of make things darker, and there'll be no reason to have him. He wouldn't even lower the flag for the Pope. He wouldn't attend John McCain's funeral. But this is who you choose to lionize.
But DL, you're making the point, because people will say, why are you talking this way about Charlie Kirk? At the end of the day, this is not really about Charlie Kirk. It is and it isn't. It's really about the response and the hypocrisy on the Republican side, and pointing out that just how devious their antics are and what they're doing. Donald Trump, in my opinion, doesn't give a shit about Charlie Kirk. Donald Trump cares about himself. And proof, just let me give you proof. This is Donald Trump asked about Charlie Kirk. Now I want you to watch, just listen closely to his response today.
My condolences on the loss of the next round. How are you holding up over the last 3.5 days? I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks. They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House. which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty. It'll be absolutely magnificent.
Nigga don't care about that. Nigga said, we finishing construction on the ballroom. It's the best bar. It is at the best ballroom in the world. I believe, Push, I believe that he do know. Like, come on, man. I know he know what's up. But, you know, he got to play the role. He got to play the role.
No, bro, it's an inside job.
Yeah, he got to play the role.
You just don't know, you know, because I just put like this. He's the only administration where everybody keep getting shot in a political spot. I'm like, bro, they try to take your ear. You know what I'm saying? They popped this dude right here. I mean, but like I said, I don't know if the 22-year-old did it. I've seen the video, and the man looked like he bust from underneath his armpit. Yeah, the dude on the side throwing all type of baseball symbols and shit up in like, bro.
Right.
You know what's so deep? You know how Trump likes to hold that triangle symbol in his hand? You know, like when he sits down?
Yeah.
I seen a picture of the Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens doing the same thing, bro. And that's why I be like, y'all be fucking with these secret society ass people. No one's normal. No one comes that we're talking about from a wholesome neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you are all baby oligarchs of the oligarchs. Be it you black or white.
Facts. Color ain't got shit to do with it. For real. It's what you could do for their cause. Yeah, man. Does that. It's a lot of shit going on, and then the fact that, you know, like I said, they tripping on the fact he lowered the flags and whatnot for this guy. They went on the whole spectacle. Because I think that they were grooming him to probably be one of the next candidates. Not a president, but at least a candidate to run. You know? Shit, they got people losing their minds over this dude. They saying they going after the colleges and all that type of shit. It's on site. We ain't had shit to do. That's some white on white crime type shit, right?
And I guess the order trucks we just started, so it'll get done very nicely, and it'll be one of the best anywhere in the world, actually.
He is asked about Charlie Kirk, and he points to this ugly fucking ballroom that he's building that no one wants except for him.
I think that Donald Trump is, in my belief, and this is my estimation, is like most white men in America. I think it is the exception that is different than him. I think he is morally bankrupt. I think that he is transactional. I think if you told me I was like Obama, I would be flattered. But people will pretend to be insulted by a man that they champion. We always have these. I think it's hard for him and a lot of people like him to even fake empathy. They have to fake caring. They have to be told what to do, because being humane and being empathic doesn't come organically to them. And I think he's more like, there are more people that are like him, more white guys that are like him than aren't. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't tolerate the things that he does. He was quicker to send people to hurt Los Angeles who didn't vote for him than to help Texas who did. He's quicker to do things to hurt people that didn't support him than help those who did. And that is the kind of moral bankruptcy that I think is in a lot of people who are powerful people. I think that democracy was always a fraught proposition because it always required people to look past themselves. And we run out of men like that. I think now people are transactional. Now people are tribal, and there are things that'll happen. And that man, to me, epitomizes all that America is. I think you'd be hard pressed to find people that are not like him. That's my opinion. You couldn't. How do you give Rush Limbaugh the Medal of Freedom? How are you contemplating giving Charlie Kirk? Like, what did he do that was so noteworthy? What is the speech he gave? What is he's not a poet. He didn't invent a vaccine. He wasn't a great general. What did he do? Like, name me the thing that he did that drew people together.
You're not going to believe what happened.
I'm going to stop it right there. I don't want the content to go too long, but y'all can go check that out. That's Don Williams. So, get a little bit of, I'm hearing that this dude that allegedly unalived this guy, his roommate or his girlfriend, or dude, girl, whatever you want to call it, was a transgender. And so they trying to make it seem like he did that based off of, I guess he felt, he didn't like what dude was saying about, about the transgender community.
The man accused of assassinating conservative firebrand Charlie Kirk has been identified as 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, a Utah Valley University student. Robinson was taken into custody late Thursday night after a dramatic 36-hour manhunt that spanned across southern Utah. Investigators say the alleged assassin confessed to his own father, a 27-year veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department. Sources told Daily Mail that Robinson admitted to the shooting at home before his father contacted authorities and ensured his son was safely turned over to law enforcement.
Now, Kush, you were saying that how we know if that didn't really happen. So that's the story that they saying that the father, who was, I guess, a sheriff or whatnot, retired sheriff, and a pastor, I guess, or him and the pastor convinced him to turn his son in.
Robinson grew up in Washington, Utah, where he lived with his family in a 6-bedroom house worth over $600,000. Social media shows him smiling in family vacation photos and celebrating his acceptance into college. A stark contrast to the sniper now accused of gunning down a national political figure. On the night of his arrest, Robinson was tracked down after officials released surveillance footage of a figure leaping from a rooftop and sprinting through a neighborhood just moments after Kirk was fatally shot from nearly 200 yards away.
Casually walking, nobody knows what's up.
Authorities have yet to release a motive, but prosecutors confirmed Robinson will face capital charges and the death penalty if convicted. His arrest marks the chilling end of a manhunt that left America stunned and searching for answers about how a college student turned into a political assassin.
Bro, that dude ain't gonna get no death penalty.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And here's the thing, you can't declare he gonna get the death penalty before court happens. Right. So that right there is done, because you didn't, when the president came out and everybody said he's getting a death penalty, it's like you convicted him before the conviction, before it's actual proof.
Before he had a trial.
Before he had a trial. So I can tell you right now that that's scratched out the door. It's like you should be quiet, and don't predict someone's doggone punishment before it's time.
Before it happens, right. It may not happen, may something totally different. You see with these rappers
now
cases.
It could be said it's political.
Suspect Nick Flores wants peace and unity after his friend is assassinated. I guess he feeling scared. But damn, that nigga I was pretty much speaking more belligerent than what he was saying. I was being more racist. And they popped his ass. Shit. Getting a little scared. The mega base is foaming at the mouth for violence after Charlie Kirk's death. This is Jesse Dollarmore. I'm gonna check him out. We have some interesting content. Like I say, we ain't on the left or the right. So whatever they thoughts on it is whatever they thoughts. We just do our reaction to the content.
Rank and file conservative to take action, stoking in them fear and paranoia about the war that we are currently in. The war that is being put upon them, waged against them by the media, Democrats. And unfortunately, in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, it is working. I've got 4 videos here, very brief, 45 seconds or so each, from TikTok and Twitter, of people who are filled with rage, with violence, with seething hatred for people who believe that we should have Medicare for all, who believe that we should have sensible gun laws that may have prevented the assassination of Charlie Kirk. People who believe in equality, in equity, in inclusion, in diversity, who believe in the ideals often enshrined in the Constitution: due process, equality under the law, equal protection under the law. These ideals that are at the forefront, the foundational principles of a liberal democracy. But the non-controversial, non-polarizing, non-divisive Charlie Kirk was killed at the hands of a madman. And now the country must burn because of this imaginary war.
Hi, I'm Brett.
And I'm Jonathan.
This is Darla.
Let me start with Heavy 4900 on TikTok. And look, but not a content warning, but brace yourself. This is going to get heavy. This is going to, I want to warn you of what is likely to come at some point, somewhere in this country. This isn't over. The peak has not been reached yet. The acme of ridiculous violence at the hands of some conservative isn't over. Watch Heavy 4900 on TikTok.
I hope when this is all over, you remember who fired first. You've tried to kill the president twice, and now you've assassinated a man for talking. You don't really want to do this, okay? 400 million plus firearms in this country, and they don't belong to the left, bro. Yeah. If you think it's okay,
You don't want to go to war with us, nigga. We strapped, nigga. We got a whole militia.
to murder someone because of their opinion, you get what's coming to you. You and yours.
First of all, who are you talking to, buddy? You hope when all of this is over that we remember who fired first? We don't even know who fired in the first place. No information is had. No information do we know. You have tried to kill the president twice. Heavy 4900 probably isn't aware, because of the vacuum of information in conspiracy land that is the Republican Party, that both assassination attempts on Donald Trump, one wasn't even an attempt, it was just a guy laying in the bushes. The other one was a fired weapon, were from Republicans. The kid in Butler, Pennsylvania was a Republican, a registered Republican, not some Antifa terrorist. And they don't belong to the left, the 400 plus million firearms. Do you really want to do this? Do you think that I don't own weapons, firearms? Do you not think I am proficient in the use of those aforementioned weapons of war? Sir, I spent years in the United States Marine Corps and am more than proficient.
Utah University, somewhere in fucking Utah at one of his events. And I am directly attributing this to all these fucking media personalities and these politicians like Tim Walz getting on the fucking TV and saying, well, I sure do hope he dies today. I sure hope he dies. Y'all are the fucking reason this shit is happening, you evil motherfuckers. Everything that they say Trump is, they are. Trump's violent, they're fucking violent. Trump's hateful, they're fucking hateful. Trump's a fascist. They're literally shooting people who don't agree with them, who don't agree that children should be murdered in fucking droves and that men should be able to watch fucking women take a piss. And fucking grown-ass men should be able to have peeping Tom shows in front of elementary school fucking kids.
So Wes here is attributing all of this to these fucking media personalities and these politicians like Tim Walz.
That's crazy. Hey, yeah, it's a lot of that shit on the internet. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit on the internet. They said that the guy that allegedly, I don't know if this guy did it, it could be like placed there and We want you to just run across the roof. After the shot crack off, just run across the roof. Act like we're gonna throw him off. Really shot him on, like my homie said, really can't come under the coat. You know what I'm saying? Some futuristic technology popped his ass right beside his neck. You can see shit good shot so much. Everybody, oh damn! And
that shit was some James Bond shit, nigga.
Right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Who said
I mean,
it
like
can't
the
happen?
newspaper underneath your arm, but you got the pistol in the newspaper.
Right, you got the little silencer right there. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's why I said this whole thing is some bullshit, bro. That little dude who fucking they'll convict him and then he'll get a whole new identity, bro, and be walking around, nigga.
Right.
A whole new identity. I ain't fucking Jeffrey, nigga. I'm Edward.
What you talking about?
Okay, the furry Trizans on your screen is in fact Lance Twiggs, Tyler Robinson, the shazooter of Charlie Kirk's roommate, O.M. Jizzleberry. Now, Mr. Twiggs or Mrs. Twiggs has been questioned and released and is not considered a suspect at this time because them have been very helpful to the police. In fact, to the tune of turning over text messages and Discord server messages. Apparently all the action in the world is on Discord these days. I guess in immediate aftermath of what Tyler Robinson did, he sent text messages to his roommate Lance Twiggs about maybe trying to retrieve he did the deed from 200 yards away, stashed the rifle, and maybe was asking Twiggs to go get it, or he made some reference to it. Obviously, the FBI is not going to release that much information. So, is this a transpiracy? Okay, so they live in a town, or they lived in a city. Well, Tyler Robinson is going to be living in a penitentiary, but Lance Twiggs, when Tyler Robinson was his roommate, they lived in St. George, Utah. Now, St. George, Utah, not saying this has anything to do with it, but it's very interesting. When I drove from...
This week, we're hosting a free trading and investing workshop right here in Irvine.
When I moved to LA the very first time, and I drove my car from Detroit, and we took the northern route, we went through Utah. Utah is such a strange, empty landscape. I was driving with my buddy Blake. We got creeped out. It was like being on an alien planet. And so there's Salt Lake City, but in the whole kind of middle empty part of the state, there's one city, St. George. St. George, Utah for a long time was home to a lot of people with, some rare cancers were, 50 or 100 times more likely to occur because that was the emptiest part of the contiguous 48, the lower 48 states, and they would do nuclear testing there. The last of the above ground nuclear testing, St. George was the only population center nearby, and it did cause a lot of problems to people. Just historical fact. But so Lance Twiggs and Tyler Robinson were living in a house there in St. George. They paid $900 a month for 2 of the 3 bedrooms. They had a third, so neighbors were obviously asked about them. They had a third roommate, a male, who moved out about a year ago. Since that time, neighbors described them as blasting music and sticking to themselves. An 11-year-old boy, Oliver Holt, I think his name was, he said he knocked on the door, maybe trying to sell newspapers or get an odd job, or young guys are trying to make money in the neighborhood, shovel snow, deliver newspapers, whatever. And he said that Tyler Robinson was acting strange, that he had the door open and he kind of didn't want him to see inside. Maybe just he didn't want to see any man activity. I don't know. So, but people had been saying they had been acting strange. They had become loners since the third roommate moved out. This Lance Twiggs, is he transitioning? Not quite clear. His family, I don't know how much they talk to him. He may just be, he definitely looks like he's a furry. If you don't know what furries are, that's a big thing. It's people that dress up in these animal costumes. Some of them just do it a little bit around the house. Some incorporate their sex life into it. Some live some weird, wild stuff with it. Again, to me, all these people thinking they're different genders, wanting to play cat, pretend they're a cat or something, is symptomatic of the sickness of our society. Not even necessarily them personally, that people are so alienated from this world of where we're just supposed to work all day and buy stuff and worship the Super Bowl and whatever it is you're supposed to. I don't even know what you're supposed to do these days. You can't take no women on a date. I mean, unless you're upper income, like I can take a chick on a date, but a 25-year-old, like you can't even go on a date. Like everything's too expensive. I don't know what young people do. I feel bad. But anyway, so he's living with someone that at least sometimes presents as a woman. Does it make you? I mean, that Trizan's word is kind of broad. Quite interesting. That person immediately cooperates.
Couple cheeseburgers.
Couple cheeseburgers, nigga. That's an In-N-Out, nigga. You got In-N-Out.
Some In-N-Out.
You know what I'm saying? Sonic, nigga.
Oh, you ain't taking mine. That's
Get some of that, you know, some of that Kroger's chicken, already cooked chicken, you know?
You want some filet mignon, man. What you talking about, bro?
I'm just saying, you could go on a date, get some of that Kroger's chicken, you know what I'm saying? They already cooked it. Some mashed potatoes.
They want some Benihanas, man. What you talking about? Shit.
And as of now, they're not a person of interest or being held. Could that change? Sure, it could change. I find it, I mean, I don't want to put a case in a person, I don't know, but I would find it surprising that, especially it's just two roommates, the neighbors are saying you've been being reclusive and weird, and both were like big gamers. They were on this Discord server with each other and some other friends, so it's not like they were living in total isolation. Tyler Robinson, I did a story yesterday about him being passively employed with the Graper movement, which is Nick Fuentes, which is even more right-wing, and you might think of this as contradictory, but remember, crazy people, which is people who shoot down people in public. You know, this is not, what everything about Charlie Kirk, and the more I learn about Charlie Kirk, I don't like him, think he was a dangerous demagogue. Gunning him down at a university is not right, obviously. It's not the way to go, it's illegal. As another side note, a Secret Service agent was let go for making basically post of saying, hey, he got what he deserved. There's been
Really? You heard that? Secret Service agent was let go because he said that he got what he deserved.
A Secret Service agent was let go for making basically post of saying, hey, he got what he deserved. There's been several major people on like MSNBC and other things that have been let go for saying similar things. A lot of the black and definitely the GAY influencer space, not a lot of grief, some happiness. Charlie Kirk is an extremely effective organizer. And while in the short term he may be somewhat of a martyr, you still would replace him with an equally effective organizer. I mean, there is a reason that people deploy violence against their enemies. Right? You take out effective operators on the other side, it has an impact. But, so, quite a development that he had a trans, or even just someone who dressed up like a woman sometime and was a furry. That's pretty weird. This person, when interviewed by the FBI, immediately turned over text messages. From the way the sentence was structured, I really couldn't tell if they were old, but I think they were new text messages that happened that day. Maybe trying to get him to help him, he stashed a rifle. They may have had crazy conversations together. That doesn't mean, lots of people, we all have crazy conversations with different people about different stuff you may not expect. Maybe you're just getting stuff off your chest, or you're having a fantasy, and this person goes out and does it.
Well, they was up in there talking about murdering this dude.
After grieving over the death of right-wing political activists and media personalities.
Shout out to Willie D, man. Y'all go check out No More Talk to Willie D. Saying suspect white supremacist Nick Flores wants peace and unity after his friend is assassinated. It's sounding like he's scared. He's scared, and I guess I'm cautious. What y'all think? We gonna play like probably about a minute or two. We'll get to this UFO sightings.
Charlie Kirk Wednesday at an outdoor speaking engagement at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Fuentes, an extreme radical who leads the American First Movement, also known as the Graper Army, lamented the horrific killing of Kirk by an unknown gunman, calling it a nightmare and saying he feels gutted and devastated, even though his live stream broadcast and commentaries promote hatred and violent rhetoric. Fuentes has used his platforms to spread racist and misogynistic ideologies. Earlier this year, he reportedly made comments encouraging violence against women. He also stated that white people are justified in being racist. He was at the Capitol during the January...
It's the guy that they, Adam 12, Adam 16 brought on the show, Jumper, and he said, while AD and T-Rail was there, and called them basically slaves, and Adam was the slave master. Right in front of their face. They were better than me, because nigga, as soon as a white boy say some stupid shit like that, I'm gonna smack the shit out of him, jumping over that damn table. I don't know.
January 6th riot and advocated for blanket pardons for those charged. He also called for the execution of people he believed are part of the globalist media. He was instrumental in spreading misinformation and falsehoods from the 2020 election, saying that it was stolen. Critics have accused him of obscuring his bigotry and sarcasm and irony, as they point out that the racist Fuentes has helped draw younger, more mainstream conservative audiences into his extremist ideologies. This feels like a nightmare, Fuentes cried in a post on X. One of the most horrific things I've ever seen. I feel absolutely gutted and devastated. Pray for Charlie Kirk's soul, his young family, and for our country, he continued. The violence and hatred has to stop. Our country needs Christ now more than ever. Fuentes added this after spreading violent and hate-filled speeches for years. Many people pointed out the hypocrisy of Nick Fuentes, as Shelby E. pointed out in the Atlanta Black Star. By the way, great article, Shelby. Family, this dude has to be on drugs. Like his buddy, he spent every waking moment, every chance he got on a mic, every time he had an audience, to spew hate, to promote racism, division, negativity. That's all he's about. And now, our nation needs Christ more than ever. Where was Christ when he was spewing all that negativity? Spewing all that hatred? Where was Christ? Didn't need Christ then. Didn't need him then, huh? Yeah, see, these guys thought that that type of thing could never happen to them because in their minds, that's what they do. That's what the people that they dog whistle to do. You see? They were all good with somebody going out there doing the dirt for them. See, those dudes, they ain't gonna do nothing. They don't do nothing. All they do is incite. They ain't gonna do nothing. They're gonna get you to go out there and do some crash dummy stuff and mess your life up. See, because the truth is, they really don't care about you like they think they do. They're just using you to get what they want to get. They just use you, just like presidents and all that stuff. They just use you to further their agenda. They gotta have bodies, they gotta have workers, they gotta have people willing to go out there and spread the message. And they know for a lot of y'all, all they gotta do is give you a pat on the back. They ain't gotta pat your back. All they gotta do is give you a blanket acknowledgement. They ain't gotta never say your name, never even meet you. All they gotta do is say, if you support me, thank you. And you just, he thanked me, the president thanked me. I'm going to kill, I'll do anything for him. This dude is scared now. He's scared, because now he's thinking like, damn, I do the same thing he do. They might try to get me next. The only reason why a lot of these guys behave the way that they behave is because they believe that they're exempt to violence. Again, they cause the violence. They dog whistle and get people to go out there and do the violence for them. They don't do it themselves. But they talk all that tough talk to encourage others to go out there and risk their lives, risk their freedom, risk their families. Ain't no fun when the rapper got the gun. No more talk.
Yeah, y'all go check out No More Talk. That's Willie D, man. So it seems like Nick Flores is scared, man. Running scared. He beefing up that security. I don't want that shit to happen to him. I mean, these different times. I told a coworker, I said, look, bro, it ain't the same type of white people, and they ain't the same type of black people from the 50s and 60s. These dudes different. People, it's a lot of blended families. People got relationships with other races and all that, other genders and all that. People got their own political views. But you still got maniacs. You still got people out here willing to knock you off for their beliefs or whatnot. So you gotta be careful when you out here with that tongue, just letting it loose. You know what I'm saying? Talking all types of shit. The homie said earlier in the show, niggas was just being in too many people's business. He should have kept his stay out of our business. You know what I'm saying? Now, to say that people was like, oh, was it a black person? Was it a transgender? Was it this type of person that killed him? And it was somebody that looked like him, came from the same politics and family, what type of setting, and he got whacked on him. But
my thing, bro,
I send my condolences to his family though, because I don't believe in whacking somebody in front of any, your kids. Come on, they ain't got shit.
Yeah, he had that. That's a tough thing right there, bro.
Yeah,
I don't. If he ain't talking about getting people murked and shit, because that will bring your death.
Yeah. He was talking about that. The last thing he said is there should be killings every year to get better gun laws. He was pushing for more killings. It was like, yeah. And so I mean, it was kind of like, these things need to be made examples every year. And he got made examples. It's crazy. We got some reactions to these shocking videos. U.S. missile bouncing off a UFO. Why, like the homie said, why are they shooting at a UFO that didn't shoot back? That didn't shoot in the first place, right? Let's get to it.
A close encounter on Capitol Hill with Representative Eric Burlison showing some whistleblower video during a hearing about UFOs. It seems to show a U.S. military drone shooting a missile at an unidentified object just off the coast of Yemen last year. But as CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata reports, the aerial mission did not go as planned.
The newly released video captured by a U.S. Reaper drone shows a glowing orb off the coast of Yemen. Suddenly, on the left side of your screen, you see a Hellfire missile zip in, strike that unidentified object, then bounce right off it. When we slow the video down, you see the Hellfire missile continue to travel on its path. That trajectory becoming clearer from this zoomed out angle. Not shown is a second Reaper drone that launched the missile. Congressman Eric Burlison shared the video at a House Oversight Committee on what the military calls unidentified aerial phenomena, better known as UFOs.
That's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
We've never seen a Hellfire missile hit a target and bounce off.
Lou Elizondo is a former senior intelligence.
Hey man, that goes back to the stuff you be talking about, conspiracy hour, man. Those UFOs, those
Bro, what's crazy is they could have started a whole doggone world war,
right?
Hitting an object that obviously is faster than what you can do. You just shot at it. Like, thank goodness they think we primitive. Just let them go, bro. We got force shields. Just don't.
Like, look at the humans. They hit you, yeah, man. He messed up my damn shit. God damn it.
On some real shit. Like, how do you fire at something that you don't understand? Wait, what the fuck?
Hey, we come in peace. Bah! Damn, nigga, what's going on? Okay.
Officer with the Pentagon.
The Hellfire makes a hit, a kinetic strike on something solid. There's usually not much left of whatever it is it's hitting. It's very, very destructive. What seems to happen is that the missile is either redirected or in some case perhaps glances off the object and continues on its way.
A recent government report revealed the government received more than 750 new UAP sightings in the 2024 fiscal year, leaving lawmakers digging into the mystery and national security concerns posed by these objects.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. There's a lot of information that's not in that video, like what mission they were on, and as they said, what are we even looking at here? We do know that the U.S. military was conducting airstrikes against Houthi targets at the time. Pentagon officials tell CBS News, no comment. Charlie D'Agata, CBS News, Washington.
Accountability and the American people's right to the truth.
This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen. You'll see that another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. You cannot see that drone.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
It's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, you're not at America defending America borders. You just seen some shit flying, dude, and just like
shoot that shit.
Shoot that shit. No matter where it's at.
You see that shit in the sky? Yeah, man, it's getting away. It's pretty fast. I don't think. Hey, shoot a
But see,
Hellcat
that be
missile.
that shit, bro. They go and start some stuff. Listen, I'll be telling the aliens, look, you see, you got some different skin colors. Them over there shot you. You might be shooting the Wakanda, my nigga. Like, hey.
Y'all trying to shoot the people that trying to help y'all situation. So we was trying to bring them good news or bring them a message. They trying to shoot us down. But you know what? I've been hearing that they've been going to war with these things out, in these other countries. But they let their people know about these things that's in the sky, where America would sweep it under the rug. It don't exist type shit. But I've been hearing that they've been having like a little Star Wars going on and shit. So maybe that could be, motivation behind them shooting this unidentified object. That shit wild at the same time, bro. Like you say, you don't know what the fuck you shooting at.
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
You would have think the technology, they would have probably had some type of technology to where maybe they can communicate with it before they just start shooting.
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
Nothing to my knowledge, ma'am.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
I prefer to answer that in a skiff.
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about this event. Jeremy Corbell and I talked about it in one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video, though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild, and it comes our way. It should be going to you. The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that? The public has been told over and over since the late 40s, there's nothing to worry about here. These mysterious craft seen by millions of people in the skies, in the oceans, over the land, are not real. They're not a threat. The witnesses are wrong. They're crackpots. Don't believe it. That changed for me. What got me hooked is the paper trail. Documents that were squeezed out of the U.S. government after the FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, became the law of the land. And those documents paint a much different picture than what the public, the press, and Congress have been told over many years. The documents from military and intelligence personnel behind closed doors admit that, quote, these things are real. They're not fictitious. They can fly in formation, they're evasive, and they outperform any aircraft known to exist, including ours. The public, of course, as I said, has been told something much different. Back in 1989, I reported about a guy named Bob Lazar, who claimed that he worked at a facility dubbed S4 out in the Nevada desert, very near to Area 51. He said he was part of a reverse engineering program. He said there are alien craft that will be taken apart to figure out how they operated out there. It's been widely reported and suspected that Lockheed Martin is one of the contractors, the defense contractor.
Hey, they want to steal their technology, man. Stop playing. If they was able to shoot that shit out of the
Told
sky,
you, bro, it's the Wakanda.
probably, you know, it's the mother shit.
It's the
But, man, that's
previous
still
black
smaller.
people, bro, that got the
Yeah.
technology. Them niggas trying to get it.
Yeah, they trying to steal that technology. Fuck that. That's how I'm gonna go. They trying to steal.
It ain't no Palladians. They be like the Palladians.
My boy, they still shut down your TikTok. Was they able to get your TikTok back?
Nah, I ain't even tripping on that shit. I've been doing shorts, bro.
Okay. Let's see. Let me pull you up. You got,
I'm gonna put my head down over no TikTok now. You gotta even ask me that again.
we got the Black Plague curse on the old world, uncovering lost civilizations. Definitely want to get into that, y'all. And then, who took the lost souls of Europe? Play a little bit more of this, and then just give y'all the visual of this channel. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe pull up a little later or whatnot, go over that. Shit.
I am working on a video right now. I'm just putting a thumbnail together as we speak.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're willing to pull up a little later, it's 5, probably come back in a couple hours or something. Give the people the opportunity to catch up on some of that history. Let me show y'all right quick, because the shit that they're seeing with these videos, these UFOs and all this conspiracy shit that's going on in the world, this shit ain't just happening. This shit was foreseen. Look at this, y'all. Check out the channel, y'all. Kushy Kush. Check out the titles, man. Who created the market of Satan? Analyzing the true origin of the symbol and its historical role. Look at this, y'all. History reset. Monster build the church. Yo, I'm gonna play that one. It's only like 27. We can play it all. Cause you don't got no shorts. Yeah, you said you got some shorts. You got shorts on this channel. Yep.
Yeah, that's the most recent one I dropped yesterday.
Searching
Check this out, y'all.
for the wild man. Check out this coin. This is the face of the wild man. What I'm looking for is its origin and creation. Fam, let's read the writing on the coin. It says a wild man's head from the land of Jesso to be seen at. A wild man's head from the land of Jesso. On this map, it says Terra de Isso. Before the 15th century, there was no J's. If you look at the top, it says Jesso. And if you look at the bottom, it says Japan. This wild man comes from Japan. Look at the shape of the eyes. It looks like the dragon eyes that's in their festivals.
Right.
Look at the name in the middle. Is that Detroit in the 1400s in Japan?
Sheesh. Yeah, man.
That's just to let you know Detroit ain't American. It's not an American word.
That was Detroit.
That was a Detroit literally in Japan, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's an old map, y'all. That ain't no new map. No new shit. That ain't no Photoshop in that. That was just a sample, man. So the homie, he about to upload some content. Make sure y'all go to Kush Kush. Check it out. Hopefully we get it back on and we can go over those 2 videos that I mentioned before. We'll play a little bit more of this of hearing. Witness claimed we were seconds away from World War III in shocking testimony. And the homie just said that, man, they're just shooting that shit that they don't even know what it is. And because it's flying into space, and like I said, that was U.S. I guess they got a base out there in Yemen or whatnot. But still, bro, just shooting shit and you don't know what it is. Ain't smart, right? Ain't smart.
That has held this stuff, stored it away in secrecy, and tried to figure out how it works. We had managed to get inside of it. It had no wings, no rotor, no tail. It had no fuel tanks. They didn't know how it flew or how it was operated. It clearly looked like it was aerodynamic. It's not ours. It wasn't ours. We didn't make it. We didn't know who made it and how it was built and how it operated.
Probably flew by consciousness. You get me? It's like mind control, the way they move. You look at Independence Day, that was how the first one, when the mothership was that was like, the alien was like the motherboard, pretty much like the motherboard. It was mind control. It was flying those ships out and all that. That was all through consciousness. Too high up on y'all pay grade. I don't know what that is. The homie says Wakanda. They got their own type of secrets. They trying to crack the code, man. They trying to crack the code. That's what
A lot of this stuff has been moved out of government.
Sure.
As you know, Rep. Burchett, it's been given to private contractors who stashed it away. They've had it for so long that there's nobody left inside government, or very few, who know where it is.
And they do that to keep us from FOIA, correct?
Yeah, it's to keep it from FOIA. And I think that the contractors who've had this stuff for a very long time set their own standards about who is allowed to know what. And it's a very small group that ever cracks that. There was an incident in October of 1982 over at ICBM base where UFOs popped up, was observed over this base where the missiles are pointed at us, United States. These UFOs perform incredible maneuvers. They split apart, they fuse back together, they'd appear and disappear. And right at the end of this 4-hour period, the launch control codes for the ICBMs lit up. Something entered the correct codes, the missiles were fired up and ready to launch, and they could not shut it down. The Russian officers were panicking. The UFOs they disappeared.
Going over these UFOs that they've been sighting. Have you heard about that, Sharon? Let's talk about, they try to shoot this unidentified object out of the sky with a Hellcat missile. It didn't do shit. It hit it and it kept going. Now they scared. They don't know what they started.
Launch control system goes back to normal. Colonel Sokolov and his team came in, took the thing apart, could not figure out what it was. It wasn't a power surge or EMPs or some of the baloney excuses that our country has given for similar events involving our nuclear missiles. They thought it was a message from wherever the UFOs were from. And that's a chilling thing. I mean, we were a couple of seconds away.
That guy looking up, pointed up, y'all. He pointed up. Hey, what if it could be from that space station? You saying it went past the space station, coming in from a different galaxy, right?
Nah, they're coming out the water, bro.
Coming out the water. That could be, yeah. Coming out the water, huh?
Little communities and cities down at the bottom.
Living underwater.
You know that right underneath the sea floor, bro. They travel. Like, they got roads that go underneath certain parts of our sea floor.
Right.
Underneath the ocean floor. How about that?
Yeah, I seen some, even the Asians, they had a whole little tank, like a whole tunnel going through, like right under the city. You can see the water and everything. So, yeah.
That is real shit. Like,
all communities where they doing their own thing.
I think it's just like it's like even satellites. Everything, the phone, everything is like connected to the ground, bro. The wires, everything. You got wires that travel from Africa to literally America.
it's wires literally all through the doggone seafloor. That's why you be hearing countries be like, we'll cut the cables, we'll cut communication.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit that they keeping away from the public. And you hear this guy right here saying that, you know, they just be telling us a bunch of mumbo jumbo, a bunch of lies and shit.
From World War III starting, and the UFOs were responsible for it.
Between 2003 and 2005.
That's a chilling thing. I mean, we were a couple of seconds away from World War III starting, and the UFOs were responsible for it.
Between 2003 and 2005, 5 UAP incidents occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, home to the National Missile Defense Project, a top national...
Now, some of those, they say some of these UFOs are going and attacking these bases in various parts of the world. So, like I was saying earlier, you know, they are having like some Star Wars type things going on. These governments are trying to keep shit under wraps, but you can't. The UFOs want to be seen, so they popping up. They probably got a social media platform and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Security priority. At the time, we were conducting launches deemed by the National Reconnaissance Office as the most important in 25 years. The incursions began on October 14, 2003, when Boeing contractors reported a massive glowing red square silently hovering over 2 missile defense sites. After several minutes, it drifted further east onto the base and vanished over the hills. This event, now known as the Vandenberg Red Square, was referenced by Representative Luna at the first hearing on this topic. Official Air Force records of this event are in possession by Aero and the FBI. Later that night, while I was on duty, security guards at a critical launch site reported a bright, fast-moving object over the ocean. I responded to the incident. Chaos ensued over the radio as the object approached rapidly. I heard my friends screaming, "It's coming right at us, it's coming right for us, and now it's right here." Moments later, I heard them say that it had shot off and was gone. When I arrived on scene, I talked to 5 shaken witnesses who described a massive, triangular craft larger than a football field that hovered silently for about 45 seconds over their entry control point before shooting away at impossible speed. The witnesses to this event were threatened and intimidated afterward.
On the base, I lived in the barracks. There was a little smoke pit outside. I was there on the telephone and looking across to the flight line, and I see a white light pop up and stop about 100 feet in the air. I thought it was a weather balloon. The light then flies across the base, across the flight line, and as it flies to me, a triangle manifests around the light. I can't tell you if it's active camouflage. I can't tell you if it appeared around the light, but I can tell you that it was a white light, and then it was a triangle. It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got
triangle push.
Extremely hot, completely froze, dead. I remember how thick it was. It was between 1 to 2 stories thick, equilateral triangle. I could never see the top of it, and the edges were 90 degrees. There were 4 lights in total, 1 light on each corner, and a larger light in the center, 2 to 3 times the size of the corner lights. But what was really odd was the outside. The best way to describe it is like looking at a James Webb telescope picture where you have the colors and then the black background. So the craft itself was this black metallic flake paint, but on top of the craft was this gold, lava, plasma, some type of fluid going over and around the craft. I'm under this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the center light flashes 2 to 3 times, no sound.
I was heard that they use gold as some type of energy conductor. Even back in ancient times, gold is looked at it has those type of properties. With the Anunnakis and all that, and the stories where they was having the pre-humans mining shit or grafting humans, mining gold for these outer world beings. Could that be? What you think, Kush?
Immediately shoots up to commercial jet level minimum, in my opinion. and I immediately feel static electricity all over my body, and then I smell the smell of after a thunderstorm or lightning storm, that really strong summer thunderstorm smell.
And do you think that, in your opinion, that the equilateral triangle was the U.S. government's technology?
I did once upon a time, but knowing what I know now, I'll have to answer that question in a skiff probably.
My next question is, you teased us, so knowing what you know now means what?
I know enough to know that if you want an answer to that question, go to ERA. They have the answer.
Do you think it was a foreign government?
I do not.
Are you scared for your safety?
That's a complicated question. So being here today, if I say the wrong word, technically I can be charged with espionage. Espionage is a death penalty. Whistleblowers have faced it. John Kiriakou, for example. I am not scared for my physical safety in the sense of an agency or company coming to kill me, but I have no job. My career has been tarnished. You know, I'm unemployed, living off of unemployment for the next 3-4 weeks until that's gone. So it's a complicated question.
Have there been stories leaked about your life to try to discredit you in the public eye?
As of now, I don't know.
We know they did that to Mr. Grush.
I am aware. Yes, ma'am.
Even when we're reviewing the budget, we go into a skiff, we look at DoD budget and the budget of like black box programs, and we don't know what we're looking at because we don't know what these programs are. Is it a way for the government to hide from Congress what's really going on and where the money's going?
In my opinion, absolutely yes.
Is BAE Systems involved in any way with reverse engineering exploitation of non-human intelligence craft?
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation this year for that. Whether I'm legally even allowed to answer that, and whether you're even allowed to hear it, sir.
I caught my stepson spying.
Hey man, make sure y'all put y'all notifications on, man. Hopefully we'll be able to pull back up. So much everybody that tapped in, man. We out this bitch. It's that ILL-KUSH and Rossi.
Wonder why people showing fake love, but they hate real. Depression making me take pills. My aunt want me quiet about the shelter when we ate there. That's like telling the kid to stay still. I couldn't do it. Gotta let pain out. I put it in music. That's the only thing that help other than drugs I'm abusing. I lost focus on myself, so my health I was about to lose it a few times, but niggas never aim when they shoot it. Could've died, but they blew it. If you gon' do it, nigga, do it. Now 2 more niggas got sacked cause they held back when they do it. Niggas gangsters from computers. I ain't into that. Niggas tell on you to try to shoot you. I ain't digging that. No matter what you do after, nigga, you still a rat. If I see you in the hole like a mole, you gon' still get wet. The police took my nigga back. My friend, my brother, my slime. Told him stick to the skirt, something different was on his mind. I know, and sometimes loyalty can make you blind. But you had the hood, you had no good reason to rob. I ain't getting it. Got rid of him whenever them bricks was that stupidity and greed. Got you tied up in the shit you in. Typing in a pen again. Fighting in a pen again. Writing with a pen again. My man thought I killed his brother, he stopped fucking with me. And I can't keep moving around like it ain't nothing to me. We used to steal cars together, he used to hustle with me. Eating syrup sandwiches, he was struggling with me. But now ain't nothing to me. Fuck it, and I can live with that. I just gotta rap about it. Know he wanna get me back even though I ain't do shit. You know that, let that sink in. People showing fake love, but they hate real. Pressure making me take pills, my aunt want me quiet. By the shelter when we ate there. That's like telling the kid to stay still, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I done really went through it. I couldn't do it. I'd rather put it in music.
Today, drink 40 ounces every day, still smoke weed. They be like, yo, P, you need to rhyme like that, son. Rhyme like that more about the Illuminati and the government, about all that real shit about health. And yo, son, we need that in the hood. Come on, son. P, rhyme like that more, son. We need that in the hood. Yo, they been telling me that since 97, son. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about my real hood niggas. Niggas that got bodies. Niggas that run around selling drugs still. Niggas that's doing ill shit. These niggas, I be informing them about the shit that I know, little by little, you know what I'm saying? If I learn something new, I call my niggas, be like, yo, son, check out what I just found out. Boom, 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 boom. And they be like, word, that's deep, son. They be like, yo, I love talking to you, P. You always on some deep shit, yo. I want to learn more about that. You know what I'm saying? The grimiest niggas, son. I'm trying to tell you. So, all my niggas on the street already know my mentality. You understand what I'm saying? The only people that don't know is the public, is you. The only people that don't know is my fans. And they know a little bit, but they really don't know how I get down. Nigga, I am the new Malcolm X. And there's plenty of more of them out there. I ain't the only one. You know what I'm saying? I am the new Dr. York. You know what I'm saying? Doc taught me everything that I know. Malcolm taught me everything I know. You know what I'm saying? All these black leaders that they murdered and killed, assassinated their character, I learned from them. You know what I'm saying? Trust me. You know what I'm saying? I am that new motherfucker. And like I said, I ain't nobody special. There's other niggas out there like that too. But I'm just bringing it to the forefront, and I'm making it happen now. And I'm a powerful nigga because I got millions of fans with Mobb Deep and Prodigy. You know what I'm saying? So, come on, man. I'm using that power. Pac was a powerful nigga too. Pac knew about all that shit. Why you think they murdered that nigga? It wasn't no rap war. It wasn't because he jumped that nigga Orlando. No. That's a motherfucking lie. The government killed Pac. The feds had something to do with it. They set that nigga up. And they had something to do with Biggie getting killed too. And then they tried to make it look like a rap war. Yo, if Pac was still alive, we would be on the same team. Why you think I said that in my rhyme on the Return of the Mac? If Pac was still alive, we'd be on the same team. We got bigger fish to fry than that nigga Supreme. And when the bigger fish I'm talking about is this motherfucking government, this corrupt ass system, and these motherfucking cops. Like fuck beefing with Supreme, like nigga, like and whoever, and the niggas that set Pac up, I ain't even gonna say no names. They know who they are. Niggas that set Pac up in Quad Studio and had him shot. Yo, basically what I'm trying to say is fuck beefing with all these street niggas. Hey yo, we need to get together and fucking go at the government, son, the military, all these motherfuckers that's corrupting our minds, our brains, the Food and Drug Administration, Hollywood, you name it, healthcare, everything is connected.
FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com. Nigga got a grip, nigga get a grip, nigga with the gang and rolling with the Alpine banging. Homie, what you gotta say? FirstFamRadio.com. FirstFamRadio.com.